Hi guys, welcome to Becodewala. I welcome you to my new amazing project, and in this project we are going to build a personal portfolio website. So in my screen you can see that a beautiful personal portfolio website, and on the top you can see that the title of our project, and then we have your name. You can write your name in the Navbar. Then we have a nav links with the different section: home, about, skills, services, portfolio, contact, and the dark and the light mode support. So you can see that I have implemented the light and dark mode for this, and it is fully responsive also. So you can view this website from your smart device also. So here you can see that we have a hero section. In hero section we have a links to the social. So here you can connect your LinkedIn, GitHub, and the mail, right? And then we have your beautiful name, and you are a front end developer, back end developer. You can mention here. Then a beautiful paragraph. Then after that you can add a button contact me, and when we click on contact me, it will go to the contact section. So here on the right side you can add your image, and on the below you can see that scroll down animation, right? And when I click on this, it will go to the about me section, and then we have a heading about me and my introduction. Here you can write a brief about yourself. Then you can write your experience, projects, how much you have completed, and the clients. Then here you can link your CV. So whenever user will click on the download CV, it will open a link, and the CV will shown to the user. Then similarly, we have a skills section. Here you can mention your skills like front end, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, in back end, Node.js, and you can mention your percentage, how much you are confident in that, right? Then we have a service section. We have three cards, and here you can mention your service like UX design, web development, mobile apps. Then below we have a portfolio section, and here you can mention your all the project that you have built. So we have built like e-commerce mobile app and analytic dashboard. Then here user will click on the view project and can view your project. So here you can add your link to your project. Then here we have a contact section. In contact section you can write your email and the GitHub profile. Or if you want other social links you can add it here. Then we have a form where user can enter their name, email, and the project and contact you by sending the message. So let's fill this form data and send message. So thanks for your message. We'll get back to you soon. So if you want to receive your this message on your mail, you have to use email JS. So if you don't know that, I will explain you what is email JS. So email JS provide a service to send the email to your account. So here when you sign up to this site, it will give you some templates, and you can connect to the different services like Gmail and other Outlook and the other services that you want to connect, and it will help you to receive the message from the other user who want to connect you. Then below we have a footer section for the copyright, and let's see for the dark mode also, and it is fully looking good, right? No issue. And then on the small device also we have a fully functional working, and it is fully responsive, right? So if you are new to our channel, please don't forget to subscribe us. So we are going to build this project using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So let's go to the VS Code, but before that, if you are not subscribed to our channel, you can go and subscribe, and you can get the front end and Munchstack project, right? And here you can see that a lot of project that I built, I have uploaded on my YouTube channel, and you can go and check it out, all these projects, right? So let's go to the VS Code and we'll start building our portfolio. So first of all, we have to create a folder and import it in your VS Code. So I created a folder and a portfolio and I imported in my VS Code. Then we have to create a file name index.html. So you can give any name to your HTML file, it doesn't matter. Then we can create another file for styling. So styles.css. Then for the adding functionality, like here when you go to your site and go for the responsiveness, when you click on this menu item, it will open this beautiful all the nav links, right? So how we are going to do that? When it open all the nav link with this animation and all. So we are going to add with the help of JavaScript, and this theme toggle also we are going to help with the JavaScript. And one more thing I forgot to tell you, we are going to use local storage to keep and store the data of our theme. See, when you are on a light, it is showing the theme value is light. When you are on dark, the theme value is dark. So we are going to use local storage in this project. So let's continue with our VS Code, and here let's create script.js. Will write our JavaScript functionality for our website. Then after that we have to link our the font family. So here we are going to use the font family Poppins, right? So how to get the font family? So go and search Google Fonts. When you search Google Fonts, you can see that the Poppins. So you can click on it, and here you can click on get font and get embedded code. Then you will get the links here. So here you can copy that links. See, these are the links you have to copy. Other you can click on the copy code, and after that come to VS Code and paste the link here. Then here we have link our style.css. So we have to apply our styling to your website, right? To link our JavaScript to add the functionality for our site. So we link our JavaScript also below. So script. Then here in the src we have to add script.js. Then here we have in above we have given the title that you can see on the top here. Then after that we can start writing our code for all the section. First of all we will start with the navbar. So in navbar, let me copy and paste the code and show you how we are going to build the navbar. So I have already made this project, so I am going to explain you each and everything in detail, right? And you can get the source code in the link below. So here I have created a nav tag, right? So this nav element we are going to use, that is given by the HTML5, right? And here we are adding the class. So with using this class we can style our navbar, right? And here we have an id navbar. With this id we can access this nav element, and we can apply functionality on this navbar for the user interaction. Then we have a div where we have to contain all the things that we are going to use, like name as a logo, then the all the active links, right? So here we have used the div to for the logo with our name. Then here we have added the name menu. So in name menu we have added all the links. So in the links we are using in hrm hashtag home. Why we are using this? So when we click on this home section, about session, it go to the particular session, how it is working. So this how it is working. Hashtag home. So this is the ID, and this ID we are going to use when we will build our home section. So to use this hashtag home, we have to use as a ID while building home section. Currently we are building navigation, right? So we will see in the home section when we will write code for that. And here we have a button theme toggle. So in the button, what we are going to do? So here we are creating the moon icon with the help of SVG. So you can use the links like icons, Google. So Google icons you can use. So here font awesome. So you can go to this site and you can use icon if you want. But I am going to use the SVG. So why I am using SVG? So I am not want to depend on third party website to get the icon. So I am going to use SVG to create the moon icon. So moon icon, you can see that this is created using SVG. So I am going to use SVG for our website for the better performance. Then we have a sun icon also. So for the sun icon, when you go for the sun icon, this is the sun icon, and we have a dot things around. So for that we have used these lines and all. You can see that this is the SVG. With the help of SVG we have created this icon. So you can get the SVG from the Google font awesome. So in the SVG section you can get the SVG also. So it depend on you how you want to use in your website. So after that we have to use for the mobile section also. So in mobile section we have created a div, and in that div we have used the class name mobile. So in the name mobile, the class, we have to style this section. Then in the button section, similarly we have created a moon icon and the sun icon for the small devices, right? And if you want, you can use the same to show in the small devices also, like we have created in the desktop one. Then we have a button where we have to show hamburger menu. So what is this hamburger menu? So you can see that the three lines on the top. When we click on that, it will open this all the nav links, and in that also you can see that we have created the three span, right? So the three lines you have seen right now, right? So let's open with the live server and let's see how it is looking right now without styling. So to open with the live server, so this live server is the extension. You can search here in the extension and you can install it. Then I have to open with the live server. So I'll click on open with the live server, and as soon as I click on the live open with the live server, it will open. See, it has been opened. See, without styling how it is looking. This icon for the large devices, this for the small devices, and this is we are going to style hamburger menu, right? This is the div, and here all the social links, right? And the logo. So see how navbar is looking ugly. So we are going to style, right? So I am going to show you here in our VS Code, right? So we'll start with the style.css. So in style.css, first of all, we have to style our body with the margin and padding with the box sizing border box. So I'm going to write the margin 0, padding 0, and box sizing border box, so that there will be no extra space on our side. Let me make it a small. Now we are going to define some r- color variables using root. So why we are using this? So here we are defining some colors with this name bg primary, bg secondary. So why we are using this? So whenever we want to apply colors in our website, we have to write that color again and again. So you can define with your particular name as you want. So you can write the bg1, bg2, bg primary, anything name you want, and you can apply the color to this name like we define the variable in JavaScript similar way, right? Now for the dark also I want the root. So here in the body, in the dark mode, I want bg primary should be this. You can define all these variables here, and you can use in your style.css whenever you need. So this is the best approach when you are styling your website, right? So let me close this, and now our website is looking, navbar is looking so ugly, so we have to style this. So let me first write the, see, the font has been changed and the size also increased. So here we have added for the HTML scroll behavior smooth, so our website will scroll smooth. Then in the body section we have added the font family Poppins. So the Poppins that we have imported in our HTML file using Google, right? That I have shown you below. And now we have implemented background color. What will be the color of this? So we have already defined here the background color bg primary with this color code. Suppose I change this color to this, so now the background color become this. So it depends on you how we are going to use. So this how we use our define. Here in the root we have defined the colors, right? So this how we can use using where, like variable. Now we have defined the line height and the transition. Now we are going to use class container. So this class container we will use in our hero section and about section, home section, all this section we are going to use. And here we are going to define the width, maximum width, and the margin and padding for our each section. Now after that we have to start styling for our navigation. So in navigation we have a navbar. So this dot navbar is the class that we are using. So we have to style our nav. So in the nav we have to define the position fixed, top 0, left 0, and right 0, so that it should be fixed here, right? You can see that. And here we have added the background color and the z index, then backdrop filter 10 pixel for the navbar. So it depends on you how we are going to style your navbar. So you can add more style to your navbar to look in a different fashion. Now for the dark mode, how we are going to style your navbar for the dark mode. So if it is dark mode, so body dot dark mode, then we are going to, and we will write this dark mode toggle functionality in the JavaScript that we will see. And here with that time in the dark mode we have to, here in the navbar, right, navbar class I want the background color should be this. So this background color should apply, right? Then you can use it from here also, the colors that we have applied here. So I'm going to show you from every perspective that we can style our navbar. Then after that here we can style the container for our nav container where max width will be. So here we are not writing for the currently for the small devices, we are writing for the large devices first. So large devices we have to write first. Then here we have to write the margin, padding, display flex, and justify content center. Sorry, space between. So here we have given all this style so that the space between this all the element should be proper, right? Then height you can define, align item center so that it should be there in the center all the element in this div. So this is the important part in the nav container, right? So now we have to design the logo, right? And the nav menu. So to design the nav logo we have to increase the font size and the color. So we have increased the font size, then navbar display flex. So here we are using the display flex and align item center so that it should be in a row, and we have defined the gap 2 rem so that you can see that a gap between these links, right? So now we have to style the nav, each nav, right? So how we are going to style it? So to style each nav links we are going to remove the first decoration. So when you remove the decoration, all the that blue color thing, right, and with the underline has been removed. That default style has been removed. Now we have defined the color of that text, then font size, font weight, and position relative that we can write for the nav link. Then when we hover on it, what should be the color? So you can see that this color, right, that we have defined here, right? And then for the theme toggle, so how we are going to add the style for the theme toggle? So in the theme toggle, background should none and the border none. So and then cursor, pointer, and padding point. So here you can see that, see the hovering, you can see that we have added the hover effect. So we are writing a style for this, and you can see that, see, before it was showing two, this is for desktop, this is for a mobile. When I apply this theme toggle, right, so it is that one more extra for the mobile device has been removed because they have here written the display none, and this class theme toggle dot mobile that we have written here, you can see that theme toggle mobile, right? So you can use the classes and you can style everything. Now after that we have to, here it is showing currently the moon icon and the sun icon, but we have to show one icon depend on the theme, right? So how we are going to style it? So here we are writing the sun icon hidden and moon icon dot hidden none. So we are going to here write the display none for the sun icon and the moon icon, and for the, here we have written the name while display none and align item center and gap for the name mobile, right? That class that we have used in our HTML. Now here we can write the hamburger menu. So this the menu, the three lines that we have seen on the small devices. So for that we have a style, the background, display flex and all. So let's check if it is showing. So currently it is not showing because you have to write the JavaScript for that. So we'll write it soon. So for that we have a style, the flex direction column, because we have to show that three lines in a column wise, not in a row wise. Then cursor, pointer, background, and the body radius. Then here we have to define the hamburger hover, and we have to handle the each hamburger menu with the different uses. So whenever we click on that hamburger menu, let me show you. So whenever we click it, it show a cross icon, right? That the two lines crossing each other. So how we are going to handle that? So first of all, here we have added the hover on the hamburger menu, right? And then the background color that we have applied, then each span, so we have used three span, so three lines we have to create. So we have to write the width and height of the lines and the background color and transition. Then after that we have added the active class, and we have to take the first, second and the third child. So for the first child, the first line, that we have to rotate for the 45 degree and translate 5x and 5 pixel. So why we are writing this? So we are writing this for the that cross icon that we have seen, right the so we are using three span. So first child we have to show, then second child opacity 0, then it will not be display, and the third child, the second line, sorry, the third line that we are using in the hamburger menu. So the third line we have to rotate opposite, like minus 45 degree with the translation. So we are using the same span tag, and with the same span tag we are going to create the hamburger menu closing and opening both the things. And for the easy thing, you can use the third party icons from the Google, right, that I have told you for. Now we have to style the hero section, right? So in hero section, first of all, we have a, let's see what are the things in the hero section. So in hero section we have a all the social link on the top with the hovering animation and all. Then we have a name and your job, and here we have writing some paragraph, and then contact me button. Then on the right hand side we have your profile pic, and then a scroll down button with the animation. So how we are going to add it? So first we'll write the like social links, then we'll write the name on the right hand side, sorry, on the left hand side, and on the right hand side we have image, right, profile pic. So let me copy paste and show you. So first of all, here we have created the home section with the section, and here we have defined the class hero section. With this section we have to style this section, right? So you can use this class and we can style this. And we have defined id. See this id, if you not define id, and here we are using in each link hashtag hide home, right, for this id home. So if you not use, then it will not go to the particular section when you click. So it is going to that particular section when you click, because the this id that we have applied, right, to that particular link, right. Then here we have defined this container, right, this container that we have used before, right. Where is our container? So here we have used the container, right, max width for, so this we have defined this container for this section, right. So here we have written the hero content. In the hero content, what are the content should be there? So we have a, first of all, this social icon in the left hand side. Then we have a name and the front end developer, some paragraph and the button. So all these things. So first of all, here in the hero text div we have to show the social links. So social link is the all the like GitHub and all. So here we have created the icon for the that, like for the GitHub we have created this svg, we have written this, copy that svg from the Google that I have shown you before, right, here from this svg, right. So you can copy from there and paste it here. Then here for the other also social icon we have used this, and with the anchor tag, and here in the anchor tag for each social link we have used hashtag. Instead of hashtag, you can use your link to your social icon. So here you can paste the link, and whenever anybody click on that, it will redirect to your social links. Then here in the h1 tag, we have written our name, right? You can write your name like I am Alexa. Then in the hero subtitle, you can write your like who you are, and then here we can find the hero description about little yourself. And then here we have a contact me button, so we have that href. So whenever you will click on this, it will go to the contact section, and this href, this id that we have, when we will build our contact section, that time we will use the id with the name contact. So make sure the name should be same. Then here we have used this icon in the contact section, right? We have a icon, see this arrow icon. So that for that we have created this svg. Then we have a image on the right hand side, so we have created a div, and we have wrapped that div in a particular div with the profile picture, and around that div here we have a border, right? Rounded border. So for that we have used that image with this profile picture with the image wrapper, right? And there we have defined, you can copy the link from anywhere you want to show, and otherwise you can uh, import that in your VS Code and use it. So it depends on you how you want to show. And here we have a div for a scroll down, right? So we have a button scroll down, you can see it animating, right? And when we click, it will go to the about section. So for that we have first use the icon that we are going to use in our scroll down, and the here we have defined, here written the scroll down text. Then let's style everything that we have used. So you can see that currently without styling it is showing like this, right? Now we have to style everything. So let's style one by one. So first of all, we are going to style hero section class. So in hero section class, we have to use the, let me make it a small and show you. So we are currently writing for the desktop devices, right? That's why, but for the sake of live changes, you can, I am showing you on the my right hand side. Let me make it bigger, right? Now let's see. Now we can style the content. So we can style the content display grid and 1fr, so that it will take the equal size. So you can see that on the right hand side we have image, on the left hand side we have all the text. So 1fr, so this is the power of 1fr, right? That in the grid section, right? When you apply 1fr, then we have defined the gap, and also then for the social link we can make the display flex and gap between those. So we have made the display flex and the gap between the social link. Then after that, for the social link we can style, add more styling like background and align item, and then we can make it the height, width, background color with the border radius and all. So we have defined all these things for the link. Then when we hover on that, what should happen? So when you hover on that link, we have to make background color and color of the text, and here you can see that, see, and we have added the transition translate by -2 pixel in the y direction, right? So these are the small css that we can add. Now I am going to show for the hero title and the hero description. So for the hero title, that is the title, your name, see I have styled this. Then font size, margin bottom, color, letter spacing, the letter between space, then subtitle, like front-end developer we have written. So for that, and the description, the paragraph below, for that we have written the font size, color, margin bottom and maximum width for this paragraph. Then after that we have a button, right? So for the button also we can define the background color, display inline flex, align item center, gap between the buttons, and then we have defined the font weight, cursor pointer, we can define the box shadow. So all these things we can define on the contact me button, right? So we can define the hovering also, and the button primary for the full width, right, with 100% and justify content center. Then after that, let's see. So it is looking ugly right now. We have to style this image, right? So to style that image, so we are going to use that class hero image that we have created, right? And we have to create the profile circle also, right? Uh, So here for the image we have written display phrase and content center. Then we have to image wrapper, we have to write the position relative, right? So that it should be on the right hand side properly. Then profile circle. For the profile circle we have to define the height and width first. Then border radius and the border color, background color for the profile circle. But the profile circle is not visible right now, right? So let's go for styling. Then for the we have written the keyframes, right, animation float here in the profile circle. So we have to style that also, so that it will animate. See, now it is animating, right? See, so this how we have added animation using keyframes. Then the profile placeholder, it is not showing around the border one, right? So for that we are going to add the styling. So for adding a styling, for that we have used the profile placeholder class that we have created in the HTML, and for that we have added the height, width, border radius 50% so that it will be in the rounded, and we have to define the display flex, justify content center for that, right? And you can see that now it is looking great. In profile image we have to define the height and width 100%, and then the object fit cover so that it will be fully responsive, right? And then we have a scroll down buttons, right? So when we click on that it will go to the home section. So for that we have defined the display flex direction column, align item center, right, for the scroll down, and we have to add the animation of the scroll down also, right? So we have written the bounce animation, right, but we have to write this bounce animation with the name bounce, right? So how we want to write? So for the transform, translate y 0, and at the 50% I want to translate y 10 pixels. So you can see that it is animating, right? So you can animate anything, any element you want. It depends on you how you want. Now after that we can, like, we have another thing like section title. So here we are writing this section, right? And in this section we have a id, home and all, but for each section we can define a particular thing for each section, right? So what are the things that we can define common for the each section tag menu is, like we can define the padding 5 variant from the top and bottom, right? And then for the title we can define section title and the section subtitle. So you can define like one particular class, and you can use this class on the all the sections so that the same style should be applied, right? So for that, now let's go for creating our other section, like about section. So in about section we have a beautiful header and the my introduction paragraph. Here on the left hand side we have some image, and then here we have a little description about yourself and the experience with this aesthetics. Then we have a download CV button. So this is in about section. So it is similar to the hero section that we have created. So let's create about section. So in about section, similarly we have to write the section tag, and in that section tag we have to define the class container. This container we have defined a particular width and padding, right? And this, whenever we use this container class, the same style will be applied to the each section. Then here we have defined the id so that it can be accessed and gone to the that website particular section when we click on the nav links. Then we have a title subtitle for the section that we have defined. Then we have a about content. On the left hand side we have an image, like we are defining the like home section. Similar way we can define here also with the little css changes. Then on the right hand side we have a about yourself. We can write and everything we are wrapping in a div so that it should not mismatch with each other, right? So here we have a stat cards. We have a three stat card, and we have created three div, and we have defined the stat number and stat level, right? So how much you want, any cards, 2 3 5, you can define here and you can use it. Then here in the download cv button, similarly like contact us we have created in the hero section, same way we can, the same thing you can use in the download cv button in the about section. Just we have to change the this content and some style if you want. So let's see how it is looking about section. See, an about section, about me title and the subtitle has been already, see, applied style, because here we have defined already section title and subtitle, right, for each section, right? So when you write like this, so we can apply the same style for each section whenever we want. And now it is showing this download cv button is already styled similar to this, because we have used the same class here. While our about section, so in about section, first of all we will start with our about section class that we have created in our html, right? So we'll write the class for that about section with the background color with this bg primary, and the about content, whatever the content that we are going to use in our background is about content with one fr for the equal width. Now here we are going to wrap about image, right? So how we are going to wrap? So to wrap our image, we have to, first of all we have to make width 100%. Then maximum width we have to define for the responsiveness and the height. Then background gradient for our about, and then display flex and justify content center, and the font size, margin overflow, box shadow. And we have to make our about image in this wrapper width and height 100% object fit cover. So we are first defining a div, and in that div we have to wrap our image. Like in a box we write, like in a big box we place a small box, says similar way. Now we have about text, stats and stat card and the numbers. So for that also we have to style. So for that we have about text, right, like about yourself. So for that we have defined the color, margin button and the line height. Then a statistic we have a 3 box. So we are adding 3 here, 1 fr. So you can, if you want one at a time in a column wise, so you can define for the small devices for in the different way using grid. So grid helps in the responsiveness. And here status card, I want the text should be sent align center, background color, border radius, box shadow, and in that we are using number. Then number I want the size should be 1.5 mm, color, margin bottom. So these are the simple thing that we have applied. Then here we can hover also, then and other thing we can also apply here if you want. So I'm just writing one last state, like state card. Here we using state number, then state label, that we are applying font size and font color, that we can write it here like year of experience and happy client projects and all these things in the below. So for that also we can style it. Now let's go for the skill section, right? So in a skill section, let's check. So in a skill section, same, this is, we have already written CSS for this, right? And just here, let me go to the Lightfoot, and here both the cards are similar for the front end and back end. Just we have to change this data and all, like HTML says here front end developer, here back end developer, and the here we have a different percentage, and based on percentage it is showing the width of this blue color line. So this, based on the width that we have defined this number, it is showing the width. So for that we are going to use JavaScript to apply this functionality, right? But here style in the both the card are similar, just we have to change the content. So let's go and write the skill section. So in the skill section we have to write, first of all we have a like section title and subtitle, right? So for that we have written here section title and subtitle, right? And similarly we are using the class container and skill section class to style our skill section, and then id that we are using in our nav links, like when we are creating navbar, right? Then here the skill content we have a fonter developer, see the first card. So we are wrapping each and everything in a box wise, we are arranging everything in a box like we arrange in our real life. So similar way we have to write our code using HTML using div. Then in each front end, like in the card, we have a some div, and we are going to define skill set. So in this div we are going to first of all write the header and the percentage, then after that we have to show the bar. So that bar, you can see that here this, first of all this heading, then percentage, then below we have a bar, right? So we have to show, right? So skill item, skill header, and the bar. So similar way you can copy this div and duplicate it for the CSS and the percentage that we have written here, the same thing, just we have to change the data, JavaScript 80%, skill bar, and here we have to see, we have to define the width here, style. In the style we have defined width, we will access this style in JavaScript, and based on this width we have to apply this blue color width that we have seen here, right? So make sure you write the style dot width so that we can access and apply the based on the width defined here. Now similarly we have defined for the other background, like backend developer card, and here we have defined postgres, the skill percentage, skill bar, and the here 75. Suppose I write 100%, it will take the 100% width. So if you want more card, you can define for the more card, and without styling you can see that it is looking something like this. And for the skill and subtitle that we have already defined, and the width of each section, right, already defined for each with the container class, so it is already taken, just we have to style the content in this section. So let's go to the style.css and style our skill section. So I'll copy and paste and show you what are the things that we are going to add in our skill section. So in a skill section, first of all we write the background color, like we have added in before, then content, like skill content, like what are the content that we are going to use, like we have a two cards, right? So we are using repeat to 1fr, so that it will, two cards will take the same space, right? Then gap we can define between two cards. Then skill group, then skill group we have defined the background color, padding, and a border radius for the skill group. See the border background for this, and we have a border radius, right? Then after that we have a skill group title. So for that, font size, font weight. In skill list we have a flex direction column. So see in the column wise, this is in the one column, this is in the second, right? In the column wise, right? Then after that, here we have defined a skill header and a skill name. Let me go show you skill name. So in a skill name, that font weight and the color that we can define for the skill name also. So it depends on you how we want to style your website. You can define, write the class and use that class for the styling. And then here for the skill percentage, these colors we are going to use text secondary. Then skill bar, we are going to use background color, this width and height of that bar, how much the width and height should be there. Then background radius. So first of all we are creating a bar with the 100% with the height of this and overflow hidden. And now we are on that bar, we are going to show how much we have completed. So in the background we have another bar. So like with this color, the white, similar to white color, we are going to use the bar, and in that bar we are going to fill that bar. So like empty, like tube. So first of all we have a empty tube, think as a empty tube. Then we are going to fill that like color in the empty tube with this height 100% and background radius. And here we have not defined width, that width we are going to define using JavaScript, right? And based on the width it will apply the style here. So here it is showing, you can see that the width 90%, 85%, and the style 80%. So here we have written here, and the will use the JavaScript, right? For that, for the proper animation and all. So using, when you suppose when I write, instead of for the pros case it is 75, I'll write 5%. So in the pros case it will be 5%, you can see that. But we have to change the data here also, so that both the things should match. So this how we have styled the bar, right, in our skill section. And we'll define the theme toggle in the JavaScript soon. So let's go for the another section. So we have a service section, this is very easy. We have a three similar card, right? Like we defined in our skill section. And then here in each card we have an icon, then title, then paragraph, and learner button. This link you can click and learn more about this service. So let's see this section. This section is very easy. So we are going to write our service. So in the id with the service, like similar we are writing in the other section, and container for this section, then a section title and subtitle. For this we have a style already. Now we have to focus on the content. In this content we are going to use grid, service grid, and we are going to style in our css using grid. And we are going to use 3f with the one fr for each. Then here we are going to use ux design, like for the first card. So first services we are using like applying the ux design. Then about like this service, and the learn more button to get more details about the service, and here instead of href you can define the link where you want to redirect to user to show your services in more detail. Similarly, we have to duplicate all this card and just change the title, right, service description and the service link, right. Now let's style this, and before styling how it is looking, see, this is looking ugly in a column wise. We have to make it in a flex, we have to wrap in a div, and we have to apply the style. So in the service section, first of all we have to apply the background color. What the background color do you want for this section? Then service grid, so we are using 3, so here 3 with the 1 fr, like 3 box we want to show and the gap between, and display grid. So grid is very powerful, and here we are using service card, so each card should have a background color, then padding, then border radius, box shadow, transition, and the border, right, for each card. Then when you hover on card, how it will translate, how the back shadow will increase or decrease. Then here how the background color, border color should be there when we hover. Then service icon, so how the service icon width and height should be there. So you can use the icon from the Google also, and you, otherwise you can style in a different way if you want. And then when like service after, so we are going to use service after icon. So here before writing this after, so the icon, that the blue one is not visible, right. So let me write with this, and position absolute the background accent that we have defined in our root. And now see, the this icon has been applied. Instead of this blue one, we have to define, here we can define any icon. Suppose I have defined some icon, right. Let me write here the thumb. So here you can see that the thumb icon has been applied here. So this is the emoji that I have added. So it depends on you how you want your icon. Then we have a service title, right, and service description, service link, and service hover. So these are the things how we want to style your service title, like UX design, web development, then service description about that service, how the color will be, how the margin will be, how the line height of that description would be. Then service link, then you can add the link, and when user will click on that link or hover on that link, how we are going to show the style, like underline, background we want to change, we want to translate, we want to add animation, right. So different things you can add on these elements, right. So this is how we have completed our service section. Now we have to style the portfolio. It is also very similar to the service section. Here just we have a card and with the image and the like title and paragraph and view project. So similar way, just here instead of icon, here we are going to use the image here, right. And all cards are very similar. So we'll design this also fastly. So let's go to the HTML, and in HTML let's see the portfolio section where we can define our all the projects. So let me show you. So here in the portfolio section we have written the ID portfolio and the class portfolio section for the applying background color. Then here we are adding the container, and there for the each section that we have used, and we have already defined the CSS, right. Then in the portfolio grid, here is the main section. So here we are adding the grid, and in each grid I want to show 3 cards for the desktop, right. So we can define using grid. That's why we are writing here using class, so that will be very meaningful class. And with each card we have an image, right, and we have to wrap that image in a div, right, so that it should be perfect, right, for the different width. And here we have a info, the information about that project, like here the name of the project and related description and link of that project. So similarly we copy this div and duplicate it multiple times how much you want the project to be shown. So see this project image, project title, description and view project. So when you click the end user it will show. Now we have to style, make it in a flex, right, grid column and all to apply the style, right. So let's go for the style.css file. Then in the portfolio section let's write the CSS. Here in the portfolio section I want the background color for this section is this. Then in the portfolio grid class I want the three cards should be shown, right, with the one FR and then gap between the cards will be 2 REM. Then we can show the portfolio card, this the portfolio card class. For that the background color I want this, then background overflow hidden so that the content should be proper, and box, shadow, transition, these are the things we can add. Then for the hovering portfolio card I want some translation, box, shadow and all, so you can see on hovering, right. So these are the things that we can add. Now let's style the image, width, height, everything for our portfolio section. So first we will style the image. So portfolio image, this is the div and in this div we have to place our image. So in the portfolio image div we have defined the div of height, background color, display flex, then justify content center. So whenever we'll like write this image inside that div, so it should be in the that div only, and we have to define the overflow hidden and position should be relative. Then that image we have to place in this portfolio image class, that is the div of that image, and there we have to define height and width 100%, object fit cover so that it will take the full width and height of that div and should be responsive, and transition we can add for that image. So now you can see that it is taking full width and we have applied the border radius and all. Now when we hover on the portfolio card, right, image should be like increase the size of the image, right, and how the portfolio title should be there. So for that we can define here for the portfolio image, when we hover on it it will increase the size scale 1.1. Then portfolio information we can write the padding 1.5 rem. The padding should be for the information, the other description for that portfolio project, right. Then portfolio title we have defined the font weight, margin, font size, color of that, and for similarly for the description also. So you can see that we are doing. Now view project. So view project, that link we have to also style, we have to remove that decoration, the background and the underline. So we have defined the that color of that link, then text decoration none, so it will remove the underline text and all. Then when we hover it will underline, right. So now when you hover it will underline. You can add a scale on this also, we can change the color on hovering the link. So it depends on you how you want to style your website. Now let's go for the other section like contact me section and the footer. So footer is very easy, and then in the contact section we have a three fields similar to each, just we have to change the country, email name and project. And here we are using text area, right. You can see that we can increase and decrease the width. Then send message button, that button style we have already written for the other section, we can use the same button style. And here in the left hand side we have a like icon and the email, then write me, so you can click on it and go to the particular email. So we left with the last section, contact section. So in contact section we have to define all the things that we want. Like first of all I want a title and the subtitle get in touch. Then in that section I want content like talk to me. In the left hand side we have a talk to me text, and there in that I want the card. So in that card I want two cards, the email and for the GitHub. So here I want two cards, email and GitHub. On the left hand it should be in column wise. On the right hand side I want this write me project title and the three input box with the button. So on the right hand side I have written the card form title, and everything we are wrapping in a div. And here either we are using form class form tag, and with the class contact form and the ID. With this ID we are going to access this form, and whenever user will submit, we want to show alert using JavaScript that your form will submitted and will get back to you. Then we are going to use this div, and in this div we have to group all the like label. First of all define the label like name, and we define for name, and type text, and the input we have defined to type the name, insert your name, and it is required, right? Then similarly for the email, and similarly for the message. Then we have a footer section also, right? So footer section is also small, so let's write the footer section. So here in the footer section we have used the footer tag. This come from the HTML5, and then here we have defined the container for this section also, and so that it will take the width as we are using in the other section, and the text with the copyright icon the 2025 and Alexa alright reserved. So without the style, see how it is looking. So it is looking something like this, see. So we have to style it, right? So let's style our context section. So to style our context section, so first of all we have to style the section with the background color. Then whatever the content in that I want to in the two parts, left and right side, so one fr one fr. Then gap between that two section like two divs, and then in the title I want the font size, right? Font weight, font title, right? So both the things we have stylized with the both class, and on the both class we have to apply the same style. Then contact card display flex direction color and gap, so that this card should be in the column wise. Then content card svg color and the h4 tag for this. So this svg that we applied, and this email, for that also we have applied the style. Then we have a paragraph, this alexa at the example.com and write me link. So how we are going to style all these things? So let's go to the our style.css and apply the style. Like on the paragraph I want font size, then I want color. So we have to access each element that we are using here with the help of CSS and apply the style. The all are similar, like we are doing like card. We have an anchor tag, in that I want the color and the text decoration none, and when we hover the text decoration will be underlined when we hover on it. Then we have a contact form. So contact form display flex direction column, so that it should be in a column wise. Now we have to style this input and make this label on upper side. So how we are going to style all this? See, so we have used the form group class, right? So let's use this form group class, and in the form group class, but before that here we have applied the column, right? So it is in column wise, and in the form group class also we have defined display flex and flex direction column, so that here it should be in a column wise. And here we have, see, it is looking great because we have applied the form. In the form group we have styled the label with this font size, font weight and margin bottom. Then for the input on the form group, how we are going to style input and area? For that we have defined the padding, background color, border radius, color, font family, then outline none. So when we define out, we can apply outliner. When you hover in it, when you focus, then that outline on the default style we have removed, and we have applied the border color, right, the box shadow. And for the text area, resize vertical, so we can change in a vertical direction, not in the horizontal direction. So for that we have defined here the CSS for each. Now we remain with the footer section. So in the footer section, see the footer section, it is not in center, right? So let me make it in a center and apply some background color and the border on the top and text align center. So here you can see that the background text align center and in the mid right. Now we can style for the responsiveness. So let me see, without responsiveness it is looking ugly. See, Navbar is also, see, it is looking ugly, right, without responsiveness. So we have to make it responsive for a small devices also. So to style that, we are going to use media queries. So let me show you what is media query. So media query, we have to define the first the width, right, the width of that where we want the particular style should be applied. So maximum width, with this width, maximum width, for this maximum width I want the navbar style should be different. So I want navbar style with the position fixed, right. Then I want that top, from the top we are for rem, the right should be this. Then the nav link have been removed, right. So here we have made the nav link display block, right, so to show the nav link, right. And we have here where it is, so this see visibility hidden. So this new menu we have made the hidden initially, and when the user will click, then it we are going to show the nav links. So that we will write in the JavaScript. Then theme toggle display now, this is this class we have, like we have used the two theme toggle icons, right, for the mobile different, for the desktop different. So use that class when to show that icon and when to not show that icon, right. We can use that class and define at this width, right. I want theme toggle display now, theme toggle mobile display flex. So for the mobile one I want to show. Then hero content, I want grid claim 1 fr, so that it should be in a column wise, right, and it will take the full width. And then social link center we have to make, and placeholder, and you can see the image on the top. So profile grid, here placeholder, and where is our column hero text social link profile pic. So here we have defined the profile pic, right. And then after that, let's scroll down for the about section. It is also responsive, skill section is also responsive, portfolio, right, portfolio grid template 1 fr, status stats we have shown the repeat 3, so 3 status. So here for the web development I want to show 1 fr, so one card should show one at a time. So it is see, it is showing responsiveness, right. So we have to change the style for this particular width. Now suppose I want some different style on the 480. So on the 480, for the 480 I want the different style, so you can define the 480. For the 480 I want hero title should be size should be different, profile picture. So depend on you at what breakpoint you want to define the style, different style for the different width. Now we have completed our style. Now we have to write the functionality. When I click on this navbar, it is not opening the nav link, and the theme toggle is also not changing. So we have to, and on click on scroll down, it is not scrolling down also, right. And on the contact me it is scrolling, right, because we are defining the HTML. Now we have to write the functionality all of this, and when I submit any form, it is nothing happens, right? So we have to submit the form also, and we have to show a alert that your form has been submitted. So we'll write the JavaScript for our file and must link your JavaScript with your HTML, right? Let's write the JavaScript code for the adding functionality like theme toggle and the navbar open and close and other smooth behaving functionality that we are going to add. So first of all, we have to access the theme element. This is the theme toggle where we have to toggle that each like moon icon and the sun icon. So how we are going to get? So first of all, we have to get the element by id. So this is the id we have to get, and the theme toggle mobile. So both desktop or mobile, both the theme toggle, we have to access that element, right? Then that after adding, then document dot body. So in our, what is document dot body? So when you inspect, so this is our document doc type html. This all is the document, and in this we have a body. So this body tag, so this is the body tag we are accessing. Why we are accessing this body tag? So I will show you below. But first of all, let's create a function to toggle the theme. So how we are going to toggle the theme? So we'll create a function toggle theme. In this we are going to add a class list to our body using JavaScript. Like here manually we are adding any element, we are adding the class to any element like nav. Similarly we have to add this class to the body tag. How we are going to add? We are going to add using JavaScript like this: body class list dot toggle dark mode. And if is, this is for toggling the class list dark mode. How we are going to check if it is dark mode? So if the body contains the dark mode, then update both the icons theme toggle to the dark mode, right? And how we are going to know that we, like we have to set that dark mode to the local storage. How we are going to set? Local storage dot set item, the name of that key. With this key, what value we want to hold? So I want to hold, if it is dark, hold the dark value, otherwise hold the light value. So here let's inspect and see if it is holding or not. So in the, where is our application? In the application, go to local storage. In the local storage, no key is there right now, because we have not right call that function, right? So we will handle soon. But let's first of all update the theme icons. So how we are going to update the theme item? When you click on dark, right, or light mode. So first of all we'll take the toggle as a parameter and the each dark as a parameter. Then we'll toggle with the moon icon. This is the query selector, this icon, the moon icon that we have applied here, right? See, sun icon here. For the sun icon, we have to select that, right? And with the toggle, if it is dark, then we have to add the class list hidden, so it will hide. If it is dark, then we have to hide the moon icon. If it is like not dark, then we have to remove that hide hidden, this hidden class list hidden. And what this class hidden does? It will hide or show the element. So hidden means it will hide that element, and here we are removing this, means we have to show that element, and adding hidden means we have to hide that element. So these are, we have to update the theme icon, right? So now let's check for the theme preference. So if any preference related to the theme is saved in our, like in our local storage or not. So how we are going to check it? So to check that, we have to first of all get that the saved theme from the local storage. So how we are going to get the saved theme from the local storage? Using local storage dot get item. Then we have to check that if any theme preference is exist or not. If it is saved theme equal to dark, then we have to add the class list in the body dark mode. Then update the icons. We have to update the icon. Theme toggle to true means we have to update that dark uh, to light, right? And that we have to toggle the icon, right? On the dark we have to show the sun icon, and on the, like here in the show, in the light we have to show the moon, and on the dark we have to show the sun icon. So here we are writing, and then we are calling this add event listener click toggle theme, right? So here see, it is now toggling. Before, no theme equal to dark was there because no value was there, so we have set the value by clicking. See now light dark, see, it is applying the light and dark mode functionality here. See, we have added successfully the light and dark mode functionality, right? See, so this how we set the light and dark mode functionality. Then here we have to toggle the mobile menu, right? So here when you click on this icon, it not open that all the menu link, right? So how we are going to add the functionality for that? So to add the functionality for that, first of all we have to write write the here the hamburger menu and nav menu. We have to access that element to which we want to toggle. So here we have a hamburger, so we will have to access this. So we are using get element by id, right? Hamburger. So here we have a id hamburger, so we have to access this element. When we click, we have to, first of all, whenever will user will click on this, what we are going to do when we are using add event listener with the click event, then we have to add the class active and toggle the active, and this active active. So where is our active class? So let me see, hamburger dot active. Then when we have an active class, then we have to apply this and all. We have written in the css already, right? At active class what we have to do, what we have to show, right? So with the javascript we are handling, right, removing that active and adding with the toggle, right? And then close the menu, right? We have to close the menu when clicking, right? So how we are going to close the menu? So to close the menu, we have to get the first nav links that we have want to, right? First of all, we have to, when click on the link, close the menu icon, right? So when suppose I open this, right? See, now it is toggling, right? We have added function. So when I click on this, the menu, this icon should be automatically closed. See, the suppose if you remove this and now open and I go to the service section, the this menu icon did not close. I have to click manually. But when I add this query selector nav link, first of all we have to access that. Then for each, whenever we have to select if any of the element that we have click here, any of the nav links, right? So then at that time we have to remove the class active. So when we removing the class active, then it will be hidden. And for the class active we have written the css style, and you can see the scroll smooth, right? So you can add the scroll smooth for that section. So in the javascript how you add the, like, scroll animation, right? So let me show you. So first of all I will copy that particular code and I will paste it and show you. But before that, let me show you one more thing. So when I am on about page, see, I am on the now service section, but the here in the nav bar it is showing home only. But we want, when we are on the particular section, we have to update that, we have to highlight that nav link. So we are using the active nav link on a scroll. So we have to get that section first. So at what section we are, the each section have a id, right? We have to select that using query selector. Then we are going to use page y offset. that is visible to us, right? Particular section using window object. Then for each section we are going to get the each section, for each section with the id, right? There we access, for each section we have to get the offset height of that particular section and the section top. So how much we have to like scroll to the top, right? So here we have to get the first of all id here, get attribute id for that particular section. We have to scroll that section, right? So whenever user will click on that, right, id, right, by clicking see navbar link, that navbar, and each has a href that we have defined in the nav link, right? Hashtag home, hashtag and all. So we have to access like this. Then if it is greater than a scroll top and scroll y is less than the scroll, so here this logic means, suppose how we are going see, now it is scrolling on the top. And now when I click, but it is scrolling down, how we are going to scroll on y, right? if it, if it is scroll y it is greater than section dot top, and if it is scroll y is less than section dot top dot section height, then we have to add the class list, right, active, and we have to remove that class list active. So so let me show you. See, when I scrolling, we are on the portfolio. Now I am on the skill section. See automatically our the name link is highlighting, right? And we have to call this function so that it will apply this fun function here, right? So this how we have added. Then scroll down button animation, right? So when we click on this button, so let me show you. When you click on this, it should scroll down to about section, right? So how we are going to add that functionality? So to add that functionality, we have to first of all get that button, right? So let's get that button. So first of all, this is the class that we apply to the scroll down button, and we have to click event. When user will click, it will go to the about section. We have applied the about section here, right? Get element by about, and behavior smooth. So whenever user will click on this, it will go to the about section. So if you want, you can change other section to scroll, you can add it. Scroll smooth for all links. So whenever we'll scroll, click on each link, we can add the scroll event, right? Smooth, behavior is smooth, so that scroll, it will scroll smoothly when user will click on that, and it will be block a start from starting of that particular section. So we have to get that particular link with the particular id. Then we have to add the for each, like we making map function. So similarly we are using for each here, and we have to get that attribute, that in href we have defined the hashtag home, hashtag other, like portfolio, right? So we have to scroll that in a scroll into view. So if you don't know scroll into view, go and learn what is scroll into view. So here we are going to add skill bar animation, right? So when we open on it, see see this skill bar opening with the animation, right? So so here, where is a skill bar? Here you can see that when I see, there is no animation is in the skill bars. So you can add the like filling animation, right? It is filling that skill bar. So to add that, we have to first get that particular element skill progress. So here in skill progress, see animation, see a small animation between, see here in the skill bar. And here we have to get that each bar for like html, css, javascript. We have to get that, and we have to get the skin position and the bar position first of all. Then after that, if hit the bar position less than screen position, then we have to make the bar style dot width and we have to make the with 0 and with the set timeout with the 100 millisecond we have to increase that width and fill that. Then here skill animated fast initially, but when the user will scroll, then we have to get that skill. Suppose user reach to skill section, then we have to like skill that animated bar, so we have to call this function here, and skill animated will be true. So these are the extra thing that I have added, so no need to add if you want, and it depend on you how you want to add functionality in your site, so no need of this if you want. And here we are adding a another function, form handling. So first we can get the contact form id from that html. There we have defined our contact form. Then when the user will submit, then first of all we have to get that like data from that contact form, like we have used form tag, right? That's why we use form tag, right? So must use form tag when we are dealing with the form inputs and out. Then we have to get each entries like, and we have to submit. So when the data will be submit, right, console log with the data like form submitted, and we have to show the alert message, thank you for your message, will get back to you soon. And they want to reset the contact form, right, so that all the inputs should be empty. And here we have added navbar background to scroll, so have to get the navbar, and it will scroll to that where when we are start to scroll, we are adding the box shadow. So this navbar, see, initially there is no back shadow in the navbar. When I scroll it, see, now it's added the back box shadow. So this how we can add the back shadow if you scroll y is more than 50, right? And for the form we have added, right? So let's write something at the rate gmail.com and write some message. So send message, thank you for messaging, we'll get back to you soon. And we have to reset, so we have reset this. So it depend on you how we want to add the functionality in your website, how you want the website to look using css, right? So this how we have completed our portfolio website using html, css and javascript. So you can go and watch the tutorial I will upload today, and you can write the code. If you have find any difficulty in writing code, you can get the source code from the description below. Hope you guys like the tutorial and like the project. If you like, please share and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next tutorial with a new amazing project. So thank you.